Hi guys, welcome to the 2 and 2 podcast. I'm your host Angie, and today I'm with
IGA-MARIA.
So what I like to do with all my guests at the beginning is just ask you, what are you most proud of that you've done for yourself? Because obviously people are quite quick to say negative things. Big up yourself for just a minute. Go on.
I got a first-class degree not long ago. I literally just graduated.
In what?
In law.
Period.
Guys, if you need me to,
She can get some people out. Okay.
I'm joking. Some of you need to stay
We
in
don't
this,
deal with
so-
them anymore, right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, just getting a first-class degree in law. I recently just graduated, and just how far I've come from where I was before.
How was your graduation like? What was it like?
It was literally amazing. It was so unreal that it just felt like something out of a movie. I've never been to a graduation before. This is my first time ever going to a graduation. First person in the family to even graduate.
That's big.
I literally felt like I was in High School Musical. Just everything, the lights, the music, everything, just the way they was speaking, it was making me so emotional. I can't believe this is real life. I didn't even think I was gonna make it to second year. Never mind getting a first class.
I can't lie. Graduation day was so amazing for me, but it made me deep that bro, I nearly stopped in second year. I actually nearly gave up, but on graduation day, it was this was all worth it. I'm so glad I kept going, because a lot of people and it's not even a judgment thing, because I hear it. A lot of people tap out of uni quite early because it's a mental battle.
Incapacity.
Yeah, it's a mental battle, but I'm glad I made it to the end. I'm glad you made it to the end. And
Honestly,
we both got first.
I can't lie, the walking through the stage though, the way I
Yours was
blacked
so cute.
out. No, but I literally blacked out. I couldn't feel my legs. The heels, I thought, I can't be the person that ends up on it. I'm just from falling
Oh my God.
flat on my face.
No.
So I was just walking manually, foot by foot, leg by leg. And I just did a little, and I can't even remember what I did. I literally just blacked out. That whole day was just on a high. I was thinking, I did that.
And you ate and left absolutely no crumbs. So yeah, let's take it back a bit. Tell me a bit more about your life before. Where did you grow up? Not the
deep. Okay, so I was born in Poland. I came here when I was 5 years old. And yeah, just went through my life in England, and I was a really bad child, not gonna lie.
What was your life like in Poland? Am I saying Poland right? Because people tell me I say it wrong.
You're saying Poland.
Or is it?
I say Poland.
Poland. Okay.
Yeah.
What was your life like in Poland?
They're aggressive, Poland.
It's the pickle.
Do you know what? I can't actually remember a thing. I remember being with my grandma and stuff, but I genuinely can't remember a thing.
At all.
I remember that our flat got burnt down. Yeah, our flat got set on fire. I can't even remember why. I don't know if it was there was problems with some people, but my flat literally got lit on fire, and I was just trying to save all the dolls.
What, you guys were in it?
Yeah, we was in it, and we literally had to go, but you could only save what you wanted to take. And I remember I was literally trying to get all my dolls. My mom was leave them, and I was
wait, your priorities at that age,
bro. Do you know them? Oh my God, I can't remember what they called them dolls, and they had that crazy hair. It was this.
Trolls.
No, but it wasn't actually called trolls. No, it wasn't blue. This is back in the day. I can't remember what it was called. And I'm just grabbing all of them. My mom's no, and I'm no man can get left behind. I'm just trying to grab them all. And then I just got some things.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
I know.
So then where did you guys live after that?
We had to stay at my grandma's and then wait for but this is only fade memories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't fully, I just couldn't just remember the fire and trying to save my dolls. But that's what I can remember. And then then after that we lived somewhere else for a bit with literally all of us. It was one bedroom, and it was me and my two brothers, my grandma and my mom and dad. And then after that we just moved to England. Yeah.
So you coming to England, you went straight to Nottingham. What was that like? What was your upbringing in Nottingham like?
At first I was shitting it because I didn't speak English. So I'm saying to my mom no one's gonna like me. I can't even speak to people. But then I can't even remember what she was saying, but I just went, and I remember the first day of nursery, I was crying because everyone's just looking at me, but no one can even talk them times really themselves. So, but then after, I don't know, I just made friends, and life just, yeah.
But do you remember coming? Because for me, I was 7, when I moved from Nigeria, and I remember the journey here and everything, but do you know the build up to me coming? Nobody told me what was going on.
Yeah, I didn't,
Bro, it was just so it wasn't traumatic, but it was I didn't know what was going on. I was just told to
pack your bags
pack your bags. And I'm where am I going? What's going on? And it was just so no, everyone just kept me in the dark, and I just felt I was just going with it. And next thing I was on a plane, next thing I was here. And when I came, it was snowing. So I said, what the heck is this? I've
Yeah.
never seen snow. Deep that I've never seen snow. Because it would never snow in Nigeria. So when I got here, I was literally like, what? But then obviously I got into the flow of like school and stuff, made friends, and I came with my sister as well. So my sister was like a couple years older than me, so she was in the same school as me. But obviously she went through like a hard time because she was older. So for her to like get used to being in England.
Kids are horrible.
And year 6 as well. She was in year 6, so you're like what, 10, 11.
Yeah.
They were heavy bullying her and stuff. But I was in year 3, so my like friends were just kind of like welcoming.
You already knew English.
Yeah. So I spoke English just like with a thick accent, but it wasn't really a thing like that. Like it wasn't.
I was such a freshie. Like I literally just sat there in class just smiling, and everyone's talking, and I'm like trying to pick up things, and then they'll take me like to the side in like separate classrooms and like just show pictures like this is that. And my cousin at the time was in like year 6, so at lunch I'll be like, we'll be eating, and I'll be like, do you know what this is in English? And she'll be like, what? And I'll be like, knife. And she'll be like, oh, this is fork, and we'll just be fucking exchanging like what we learn in English.
I feel like we both speak, like we're both well spoken
now.
now.
People say to me like, I don't.
You're really well spoken. You are.
People say to me like, I don't hear an accent or nothing. I don't know. I feel like because I came when I was so young.
Yeah.
But before I had an accent, you will definitely tell I was from Poland.
I don't even know what a Polish accent is actually.
I don't know.
Okay, tell me something in Polish then.
Like what?
Anything. You know when people say that, you don't know what to say.
Ever, because
what does that even mean? If I say like tell me what you do for a living in Polish.
As in ask you the question back.
No, I'm asking you and then you answer in Polish.
Pracuję w Ion.
Not too much. Not too much now. So like in general, what was your uni experience like? I think you did 4 years, innit? So what was the whole 4 years like?
I can't lie. I wish I did it differently. Like I wouldn't change it, but then I would. Like I did 4 years. First I went to Manchester. It wasn't for me. I did business. It wasn't for me. And then I was going to drop out. Then I moved to Leicester and I took up law. And I feel like the course, I was glad that I changed course because I just wasn't feeling business. But I feel like the whole uni side of things, like I just feel like I didn't participate and make the most of uni. Because guys, when you leave uni, life gets real. Life actually gets so real. Like I wish I did more. Like I feel like when you're in uni, you don't really think about like the not the sororities, what are they called in England? I don't know.
Like
societies,
the
societies and like sports and stuff. But now I'm out of like, now I wish I could just go cheerleading or netball, and now I'm just like, where do I go
I paid for society and nothing ever happened.
Really?
Scammed me. They never did anything.
Because I feel like England don't really promote it like America, like how they have certain things.
No, but the thing is, like, there's actually like my friend Andrea from uni, she literally was in a ski society, and every couple months they went on a ski trip, and it was flipping lit.
That's what I'm saying.
And I was like, why didn't I hear of this? Like,
why did I not get involved in things like that? Because you know when you leave uni, like literally you it's on your back to like find a hobby or get involved in things. Otherwise you're literally just gonna go to work, go home and do the same stuff. So honestly, uni, I just feel like you can't take it for granted. Like you're with your friends, you have time to kind of figure yourself out, dibble and dabble in different things without obviously not working full time yet. Just get to know different people, date around, you know.
Did you date? Okay, wait, let's get on.
Do you know what? I actually didn't date. I actually didn't date. Like I feel like people always say like you either find like your forever friends or like the man you're gonna be with for the rest of your life. They was capping hard because I did not find any. I actually didn't date. I had a boyfriend for like the first 2 years. Then after like the pool of men in Leicester was absolutely
trash.
Disgraceful. And I just wasn't interested in it. I feel like the people there was just like so excited to be there. They just wasn't a bit of me at all. And there was nowhere to really go out. I didn't go to like parties. I didn't really go to like game nights and stuff like that. I literally just went to work and just I think I basically got in a relationship at 18, but I was in my gap year. So I feel like if I wasn't in a relationship when I started uni, my uni experience might have been slightly different. Yeah. Just because I feel like I had this thing in my head of like, I'm wifey, like I'm gonna stay home, be a homebody, whatever. I just feel like I was boring. Like I was just ready to go home to my man. Like,
and where's the man now? Like I really regret it. Where's the man now? Do you know what I was gonna say? Like the type of like, I don't know, like the type of naive love I had the first time I was like in that relationship when I was like 18 was like, I was literally so like, this man can do me no wrong. So I remember going to these motives, and obviously everyone says like your relationship might not last through uni. So I was like adamant on like, I'm gonna be loyal.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah,
he's gonna be loyal. Da, 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 da. And I literally remember I got to a motive. Delulu. I remember I got to a motive and there was this guy that I found attractive, but normally I don't even look anyone else's way because I was so like tunnel vision on this one man, So I remember I saw this guy that I literally was thinking, and I literally left, I took my bag and I went home because I was like, I don't want to do anything disrespectful. I don't want to talk to him. And I literally went home. What reward did I get for that?
Thinking? Do you know what? I literally had the exact same. When I was in Manchester, there was someone I found so attractive and I just thought like, there's no way this is happening to me. And I was going home being loyal, like no. But the gag is, I spun the block.
Oh, you went back?
Yeah. After the breakup though. After the breakup.
So did I. Rebound straight away.
You have to make I just put him on the hit list and I just went back.
Do you know people that, now I get when people say like, you know when you have like a male friend or something, or someone there that likes you, but you keep them at a distance, you know exactly who you're going to go to after you break up.
I literally have, not anymore, but like before I used to have a list of my next victims. Like I'll be so honest.
Like physical list?
Yeah, like I would literally have,
not victims.
Not victims. I'm a great wife. Yeah, but like I'll be in a relationship. This sounds so bad, but like, do you know when I can just feel it going left? I'm just like, I already know where I'm going after this. I'll be so honest. Or like people that like I found attractive in the relationship that I just feel like, okay, you know, I can't talk to you now. I spun the block, babe.
But like, when did you start dating in general? Like, was it quite early? Because you know, sometimes people are like, some people are later than others. Like, I know bare people that started in like sixth form, but I started like year 7.
I started dating way too early. Obviously, I had like them kiddie relationships in primary school. Big up Osama. Good food. Good food. But I just feel like I can't lie. That's probably one of my biggest things that I kind of want to pass on to my daughter as well. Like, no, like I don't want her to start dating till she's like 16, 17, 18, because I just feel like I got caught up so young. Like my first like proper relationship, like it wasn't as serious as like my first love, but like it was at 13. Like we was like, what the hell? Like we was literally having sleepovers, things like that. And it's just like, you're way too young. And he was older. So it's like, at the time, I just thought I was sick. I thought I was a bad guy. Like,
it's so scary that like, that was like a thing to like brag about back literally. In the day. People would be like, oh yeah, like my boyfriend doesn't go to this school. My boyfriend's older. Like, but when you actually look at it now, it's actually very scary.
Yeah, like, what the hell?
It's like, so scary.
I thought I was so sick, but realistically, I was like 13, he was 15. When I was 14, he was 16. Like, so I just felt like it was just too much for me at a young age. And even after that, I feel like I kind of just, like, once I got into dating, I just feel like I didn't really stop. Like, I just, after that relationship, not straight away, but it's like I got in another one, then stopped, then got in another one. I just felt like it was just too much too young.
How do you think that has like impacted your love life now?
I feel like now I'm like good, but at the time, up until like my last relationship, I feel like I just like didn't want to be alone. Like, you know, because I started so young, and it's like I'm not close to my family. Like, so I just felt like it was just kind of, I was feeling something in, and because I got a taste of it so young, that's like, then I was like, okay, cool. Like, I don't want to be by myself. So I got into another relationship and got into another one, and it was like the big one where it's like I didn't want to leave even when things got bad. But I feel like that one had to happen for me to be like, okay, like this is the first time since I've literally been like 13 that I've genuinely been alone. Like no roster, no like.
I feel like we have so much in common, because that's literally the same thing for me. Like, but I would say my first, it wasn't like nothing crazy because we're in the same year, but like my first boyfriend was in year 7 and I genuinely loved that man. I loved that man with all my heart.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
I was gonna stick beside him. Like even when I moved from London to Nottingham, I actually had so much faith that we were gonna last. And then he went out with my best friend. Guys, you know, that was like, I feel like I was too young. I can't like, I was too young to go through the type of breakups that I went through. Like that one was just like, spun my head.
How could you do that to me?
Absolutely spun my head. Like that's when I think I experienced betrayal and
trust issues.
It's like trust issues. This is where trust issues come from. Like not only my boyfriend but my best friend, both of them together. I said, yeah, done. And then like my actual, I wouldn't call him my like first serious relationship, but my first my second but first proper boyfriend was like someone that I was like best friends with for like 5 years. And like we were literally best friends. Like it's so like, you know how like wholesome, like we met in the park. He was on me, but like then we were best friends. And then obviously I was in Nottingham, he was in London, but like we would literally FaceTime every single day, like telling me I'm beautiful every single day. But then he's still like, I don't know, we were just in different situations. It's giving love easy. But yeah, we were just both in.
I was like,
we were both like in different situations, whatever. But then it was like he was always sort of saying like, you know, you're my wife, you know, you're my wife, you know, you're my heavy on the soulmate because he used that.
I can't lie, I feel that.
He used that word so much, but I don't even think the word has value anymore. Like, anyways, cool. So then, you know what? Like, over 5 years of him trying to get me, finally gave in, and I was like, okay, cool.
It's the ones that want you the longest.
But bearing in mind, like, whilst we were best friends, obviously, like, you know, you share like dating stories. So he never has anything good to say. Like, he'd be cheating on girls. Sometimes, like, anyways, he'd be cheating on girls. Yeah, cool. So I don't know why I thought like, oh, I'm different. I'm his soulmate. Like, it's different. It's not the same because like you guys aren't me. That's my head.
Do you know what though? I feel like that's a big thing for girls because I just feel like it's always different with me. Like I know a man's track record is down in the dirt, and I'll just be like, but ain't me.
Yeah,
like,
but for me,
I'm
it's different.
Do you know what I mean? That's where we go wrong.
And then literally, like, he did me so dirty, and he got his female best friend pregnant.
Do you know what? No.
He got his female best friend pregnant, but the plot thickens because he told me on my birthday.
He has no heart for that.
Am I a mug?
He has no heart for that.
Do you know what? It was more like basically like
pregnant.
Obviously, not call him cheating, but like the girl that he cheated with must have exposed him. So like hacked his Snapchat and posted all the like videos of them or whatever. So obviously, I've seen this now. And I wasn't really like I wasn't big on communicating back then. So I just blocked him. Like, I didn't even say like breaking up with you. I just literally blocked him and just didn't speak to him for like months. And then I think I unblocked him because, you know, you got to double back sometimes. So I unblocked him. By the way, I was 16, so like I'm not the same anymore. Unblocked him, and then then he messaged me, happy birthday, a day late, first of all. Cool. And then
not a day late.
A day
Have
late.
Some manners.
And then he says, oh, can I ask your advice? And I said, what? And he sent me a scan.
You're lying.
And I said, I don't know what I give off that makes you think that you can come, that you can come to me with this. But I gave him advice.
See?
That's where it gets worse. Like, absolute, like, oh, but anyways, I just feel like those kind of breakups you shouldn't be having at 13 and 16. But it was still like back-to-back relationships. Like, literally. And I had to literally learn, even after that, it was like, my longest time I've been single is right now.
Yeah,
like,
same.
right now. So
but at
scary.
first it was so scary for me. Like, I genuinely did not want to be alone. Like, and now I'm just so happy. Like, I remember my last breakup, these lot literally thought I was going to end it all.
Same. But it's like, you know what, when I feel like going through a breakup, you just see a whole different...
At the time, you literally think the world
You see a whole different side of yourself. Like, I remember like just being so depressed in my room, and then I would watch like YouTube videos on like how to get through this. Like, I would literally watch endless videos and podcasts, and shout out to this, what's it called? Heal Your Heartbreak podcast. That actually healed my heartbreak. Like, it got me through the hard days. I remember watching this video and the girl was like, do video diaries instead of just journaling, and then you will actually be able to watch back your progress. So scary. So I started recording myself. I was like day one of the breakup. I'm going to show you after this.
Oh my
I looked absolutely...
I wish I did that.
No, you don't. But then now, like, I actually can't believe that was me, because there was even a day where like my face doesn't even look like my face, because I literally remember being in the dark for like 3 days, didn't eat, that was me. It was so bad, and I just think never again.
I was ready for life to be absolutely over. I just thought, if there's no you, there's no me. Like, and what the hell? That was literally Delulu, because what the hell?
Do you know what I think is like sad though about breaking up? Even if like, you know, the person wasn't right for you and then you decided to leave, which that's what I did basically. I had to just leave, even though like he was trying to make it work and was still trying to make it work like heavy. I just said, I don't think this is for me. And if I stay in this and I get married to this man, it's not going to be a pretty marriage. You know, when you like imagine your life with this person. And then for me, it was like, I remember planning like, oh, after uni, we're going to live together, then this, then that. And then it didn't hit me until like, you know when you make future plans, but then now you're in the time where the plans are supposed to be happening. I literally remember like on my graduation day, well, not on the day because the day was great, but it was like after I graduated, I realized that, oh my God, like I literally did not imagine this, like
happening at all.
This day without this person, and like me finishing uni, looking at apartments by myself. Like, I think it was just such a...
It's so crazy.
It was just such a, damn, you can really plan all you want in life, but it's not going to work that way.
I feel like you're just never prepared for life. Like, there's no rule book. Even with like relationships, I just feel like everyone's quick to obviously talk on like someone else's relationship, but genuinely there's no rule, but like certain things work for certain people, certain things don't work for certain people. Like, some people leave at the first, like, chance, some people leave at the 150th. Like, there's just literally no rule book, honestly. But I just feel like, with me, I literally had to hate that person to be able to leave. Like, I genuinely couldn't leave until I hated him. Like, I'd wake up and even though I knew, like, it's literally ending, like, I would wake up and we'd, like, plan to meet up or do something, and I just know, like, the energy's so off, and I just know, like, this relationship is dead. But I just literally kept going until I woke up and I was like, I'm done.
Where do you think, like, that, I guess that's like an unhealthy attachment. Where do you think that stems from?
I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like we was just like best friends. Like, you've always got someone to kind of like talk to all day, to update on like all the things that some people like probably don't give a shit about, like, listening to. I'm not really close to my family, so I just feel like it was just that home feeling, like someone take care of you. Someone, I don't know. It's just,
why do you think it is that you're not close to your family?
I just feel like we grew up way differently. Like, that's kind of everyone with their parents, but because they grew up in Poland, I grew up in England, I feel like they never really took time to kind of like embrace me as a person that's different to like my family. So I just feel like we never got that connection. Like, we have that love there, that's like, you know, you're my mom and dad, and you know, I love you, and you know, I'll do anything for you, but we just don't have that like friendship, like that foundation. So I just feel like I was looking for that foundation in other places, like, and even now I wouldn't say I look for it, but I still value it in other places, like friendships, like things like that. Obviously we'll never replace it completely, and you can't go looking for it too much because then you'll get an unhealthy attachment. But I just feel like because that foundation wasn't there, that's why I was like looking elsewhere, and I just got so attached, but it was just so unhealthy. Like,
how do you feel about your relationship with your parents? Like, how do you want to fix it right now? Or
like, it makes me sad because I just feel like I wish we was closer, but there's I don't know, it's like a battlefield, because I like, on one side I just feel like I wish we was closer, but then on the other side I feel like I've been trying it for years and it's like the ship's kind of sailed, and I feel like when you keep trying and it's not the outcome you want, it just makes you sad. I feel like I've reached a point where I've kind of like accepted it for what it is, and I just kind of value what it is now. And yeah, I just don't want to like make anything go left, because your time with your parents is like limited at the end of the day. So I just feel like I've mentioned it before, but it just didn't really go to plan. So I just kind of want to nurture that like to the extent it can go to for as long as I can. Do you know what I mean? Like, the love is there, but again, also, it's so hard for me to express myself in Polish. Like, it's so weird. And for them, obviously, they can't express themselves in English how like I would like that to go. Do you know what I mean? So I can't fully say to them like, oh, I love you so much, and like, I just feel like this, and break it down, because in Polish I genuinely can't do that. Like, I would need, not like I'm fluent in Polish,
well,
but
so
I
is
would
it like a little bit of a language barrier? Just a little, but you're fluent in Polish.
So I'm fluent in Polish, but when it comes to like deeper things than just like normal talks, like when it comes to like actual emotions, breaking things down, like say with me and you can have a conversation, I can break down from A to Z like how I feel about something. I wouldn't be able to do that in Polish. It's kind of just like the basics.
Is that because like growing up you guys didn't engage in those kind of conversations, so you didn't pick up that side of like the language?
Yeah, definitely. And obviously they can't do it in English, so it's like when it comes to us having that conversation, we can't have it properly, so I'll never understand them fully and they'll never understand me fully. So it's like we kind of don't, it just don't work. But at the end of the day, I'm still grateful for the relationship we have. Like, some people lose their parents, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm still grateful. Like, you know, if they do want to get closer with me, I'll always be open to that. But that's just how it is.
I feel like parents is a bit of a like tricky one, because there's always that like they are your parents, and like you said, like time is so limited. And I was literally having this conversation the other day with someone like, when did you realize your parents were like human beings as well? When did you realize actually?
I feel like literally when I got older, but I feel like it's a weakness and a strength, because I never want to hold, like, say my parents, I would never want to hold them accountable, like blame them for anything, because I just feel like I could never put myself in their shoes. Like, I didn't grow up how they grew up, the generation they grew up in. Like, I could just never fathom that. But then it's like, how far do you go with that until it's kind of like making excuses for them and kind of just sucking what you're going through up? Do you know what I mean? So, but they are, at the end of the day, like, I had to realize I was angry for ages. Like, I would just think, why you do this? Why did you do that? But then when I probably got to around like 22, when like life is just genuinely starting to hit me, and I'm just like, imagine how my mom felt when like she went through a breakup and she had kids. Like, that's so crazy. So you just genuinely start to empathize and just think like, bro, it's really not as easy as like people would say. Like, you just quickly go and judge like, well, how would she act like that? Like, she should have done this and she should have done that. But genuinely, you can't tell people how they should have lived their lives. So But then it's a weakness at the same time because it's like, it doesn't really highlight that problem to them. So
yeah. In terms of like, you know, like your mental health, I know bare like immigrant parents don't, not that they don't think it's a thing, but it's like, it's not a topic that you talk about. So like you said, you don't communicate that to your parents, but do they know that there's been times where you've been
I've told them before, but I feel like they just kind of dismissed it. But I just feel like that's because, they didn't have that luxury of kind of like dealing with their mental health when they was younger. So like my grandma probably was never like, oh, like, you know, mental health this. They was kind of just like, they went straight into work, had kids and stuff like that. So I just feel like they never had that luxury of being able to sit down and kind of like dive into mental health problems and depression and stuff like that. So they just don't really know how to handle it, which is also obviously a bad thing at the same time. I feel like they should kind of adapt. Come on, get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I was literally telling the story of literally when I just decided to like just open up to my mum about being depressed, like when I was working from home and stuff. And it was just like such a tough time. I think just not going outside a lot, not having this, because I think at this point as well, my relationship was in such a bad place that I wasn't like going out a lot as well, and I'm working from home. And I literally was looking around like, there's no one else I can really tell. So I was like, I might as well just tell my mum. And I literally thought she was gonna take it like not in a, I don't know, I just thought like dismiss it, but she actually took it on board, and then she actually brought me breakfast in bed the next day. You know, it was so cute, and it's like, I just feel like if I didn't like take that step to just tell her that I'm sad, like, and she was just like, why are you sad? And I was like, I don't know. And then just like open up that little bit. It kind of like opened a little door, and then like every single time and like now she like opens up to me, I open up to her, and it's like an ongoing thing where we've like built our relationship now. But before it was literally never that.
I just feel like with parents, like, I don't know, they can make mistakes, do you know what I mean? So they like, this is their first time being a parent. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's just crazy. Like when we're moms, it's like, I'm not gonna know what to do. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you're naturally going to make mistakes, and that's just literally part of life. Because then she's probably realized, like our parents have probably realized like multiple times, like, I dealt with that wrong. Like, let me do this. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're literally like, life, you don't live that long. Like you don't have things figured out straight away. So obviously it is up to you to kind of adapt and learn things as you go on, and just try to be the best you can. But you can't expect anybody to be perfect.
Do you know? Hold on. What's Polish culture like?
Do you know what? I'm gonna be honest, I genuinely don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know, because my family is like really small too. That's another thing that like, sometimes I just get jealous, like people with big families, like, or like we do have a pretty big family, but no one stays in touch. Like everyone's literally moved out. Like I got family in America, in Germany, but nobody stays in touch. Like I literally only have like my mom, my dad, my brother, and then my grandma. Like, so there was just nothing to kind of get into, because I just feel like we're so small, we just didn't even do anything. When we go back, we kind of just like eat food and just spend time together. We never really, I just feel like I never really tapped into that side as much as I wouldn't say I would like to, because I'm kind of like, that ship's kind of sailed at the same time. But yeah, I genuinely don't know, I'll be so honest.
So like, you're like around, most of your friends are black, and you're into you're into the African men.
No, I don't discriminate. White boys with hats.
So like what kind of impact does that culture have on you, would you say?
Do you know what? Because I feel like I always grew up in it. Obviously, when I came from Poland, I don't actually remember like being in Poland. So it's like there was no difference. Like, say if I moved at like 15, it's like this is like a culture shock. Like, it's different. But because it was just like how I always grew up, I just never like thought to kind of like, oh, like what's this like? Like, it was just kind of natural to me. Like, it was just always like that. And then it just always happened to be like that. Like where I grew up, like it was just so diverse. Like my primary school, my secondary school. So I just feel like it was just always like that. Like I've never really sat down and kind of thought like, how is this like affecting me? It's just like my friends, like I've literally always had black friends. Like, that's just literally how it sort of turned out. But it's not even like it just happened. Like everyone gravitated.
Do people ever like say anything to you? Like,
do you know what's mad? The thing is, it's like no one ever says anything, because I feel like, say in Nottingham, like everyone knows that. So it's like no one, it's so normal to everybody, but no one actually ever says anything to me. Do you know the only thing I feel like, I never feel like out of place, like I never feel uncomfortable, like this is literally how I grew up, so this is always how it is. The only thing I'd say is like when I go to places where people don't know me, I feel like sometimes it's hard to establish myself, because they don't know me and like how I grew up. I feel like maybe they'll maybe have like a misconception,
or
might think this, might think that. But like, I don't know. I feel like it's not like, I feel like being like in the environment I've been in has never like changed me. Like I've never like tried to kind of like be black or like do this or do that. Like I've always kind of just been me. And like, but all our friends are so different. So I just feel like everyone's literally themselves. But yeah, I just feel like the only thing is like when I feel like I'm with people that don't actually know me or anything about me, they might be like, what's going on or something like that. But that's the only thing. But that's just
because I feel like people have a lot to say sometimes about like when there's a friendship group, but then there's one white person in the friendship group, or like a friendship group where it's all white girls and one black girl. People think like the girl's a bit sideways for some reason.
Get out.
Or like, no, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. Like when you see like, there was always like, what do you call it? Like stereotypes about like, if there's one black guy in a group of white guys. Like he's got relaxed hair and all this stuff. So it's like,
do you know what's mad though? It always seems like it's different. You know when it's like, but then I feel like it is different. You know when it's like all white and then like one black girl or boy, and then when it's like, because I feel like the culture's so different. Yeah. And you see within our friendship group, the culture's also different. But you see me, I never kind of like tapped in with anything. So when I came to England, like my identity is kind of just like being built up from scratch. So I'm kind of just like going with like everyone. But I feel like being like one black person in a group of white people, I feel like you are gonna feel out of place.
Yeah, like, I can't lie. I defo have experienced that.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I've experienced it in so many different ways, like at uni and at work. First of all, it got to a point where they thought because they had like a black friend that they could now make like weird jokes. Yeah. Like it was actually really strange. Yeah. It was so strange. Or like they'll make comments like about my body, and I'm just it was just very, very strange to me. And that was just that used to just make me feel like very much out of place. Like it was a normal day. Like I don't just walk around and think I'm black, you're white, I'm black, you're white. But then sometimes people make you feel like, you're actually different to us. So it was just like all the little comments. But in uni, it was more like it genuinely felt like I don't want to say segregation because that's a bit crazy, but it was genuinely like everyone in my class was like white, and I was legit the only black person in my class. And then one lecturer literally like tried to tell me that I don't engage with the team properly, even though I literally do all the work and I do everything. So I was just feeling very much like out of place, and then it started making me just like step back even more. So I would literally come in, go out, like I wouldn't talk to anyone at all. Yeah. And then it was only like third year where I just said, I think it's like I need to actually like mingle, especially because like loads of most of my coursework that year was like group related, and I was thinking, if I don't chat to someone, how am I going to do this group work? So then I started talking to people, and I was like, do you know what, like, you think people are like mad different to you, but we actually got along so well. Like, go to their birthdays, still chat to them now. Like, we got along so well. So if it wasn't for uni, I don't think I would have had that experience of like opening up myself to something that I'm not used to, which is like talking to other people that don't necessarily look like me or grew up or went to school with me. For some reason, I'm so attached to my secondary school friends.
Like when I went to uni, I just thought like, if you're not like me, I don't want to talk to you. Like,
and that's so bad.
And it is so bad. Like when I went to Manchester, everyone was like so posh and like things like that. And I was just thinking like, we're just like, it's not giving vibing. Like we're not vibing. And I was just thinking, I would just tell people like, I'm not with it. Like, I just want to go home. But then like in my third year, it's so different. Like I was literally speaking to people that like I would have never looked away in first year. Do you know what I mean? But like speaking to them is just so insightful at the same time, because like even though we're not the same, like I'm just learning so much from like you and how you're like. I had a friend, and he was gay and he was Sri Lankan, I believe. So like he's just kind of telling me about his like growing up, and like his mom was like trying to send him to like a camp to kind of like, because obviously she didn't want to like accept that he was gay. And he had like a twin brother that was like severely disabled and stuff. Like it was just so crazy. Like he grew up so different. Like he's literally never been allowed to like go to like, he has no friends and stuff like that. So it's just like, it's so insightful kind of like talking to people like that. And we literally got along so well.
Do you know what's so mad? Like I think, you know, if you stay talking to like the people that you're used to, or people that are like you, you're actually never going to see life through a different lens. Like I just think it's listening to other people's life stories is just so crazy. Like even you, like for example, like some of the things that you've said like now, I'm just like, what? Like that's so mad. Like you would literally never know. And we've literally been friends for like how long?
I know. But I just feel like to be able to elevate in life, you actually have to talk to different people. Like that's where the opportunities are. Like that's where the bag is. Like you actually have to. You'll be stopping yourself if you only stick to one type of environment. Like you have to get out of that environment. Like there's nothing wrong with kind of going back to that and, you know, going back home and seeing what you're comfortable with. But you have to come out your comfort zone.
Yeah, and honestly, like coming out my comfort zone is coming out my comfort zone is literally how this podcast came about. Like, I literally did a podcast with my friend Jack, shout out Jack, from uni. And for the first 2 years of uni, didn't even say like we didn't even exchange 3 words to each other. And then third year, we just started talking and busy mates, like literally, and then did the podcast, and now we're here. It's crazy. But yeah, honestly, like, come out your comfort zone, put yourself out there. But I would say like uni, that's one of the main things I take away from it. Like, come out your comfort zone.
Come out of your comfort zone.
Put yourself
talk
out
to
there.
people you wouldn't usually talk to. Do things you wouldn't usually do, because when you leave uni, there's no going back.
Yeah, there's
no going back.
But do you know what? I don't feel like I want to go back.
I don't feel like I want to go back, but I just feel like I wish I did things differently.
I'm a bit jealous of the people that, like, you know, when they went uni and they had like the full experience, like
same.
live like.
Obviously, we had like COVID and stuff.
Yeah, but like, yeah, like I guess like moving to a new city, making a whole new group of friends. Like, I didn't do that, but I guess like
neither. I was just so attached to secondary school, guys. If you knew the unhealthy attachment we have,
it's
with
very
secondary
scary,
school,
guys.
It's so scary. Like,
it's very scary. You would think we left last year. It was what?
In my head, I'm literally 17.
7 years.
Bro, we left in 2017. It's almost 2024.
7 years.
Yeah.
That's 6 years.
So
going on 7
years in 2024.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nah.
And it literally feels like
but for me,
we still talk to our teachers. Like, what kind of mental
I'm not
health
gonna lie, yeah. I genuinely feel like I found my lifelong friends in secondary school.
Secondary school.
And no one can tell me I didn't, because in uni I did try and I did make friends, don't get me wrong, but like, regardless of like all the new friends I've made along the years, my school friends that are still my friends that I see all the time, like, it's even too much. Like, maybe it's because we're single.
Guys, we literally have a group chat and we text each other every morning, baby.
I love you so much. Like, it's so
we have
scary.
No lives.
It's so scary. Like, honestly, do you know how you can feel mad comfortable around your friends? Like, you can just say whatever, you can look however. Like, that's how I used to compare it. Like, if I feel like, or like, if you feel like you need like social battery to be around, like, that's not a sign that they're your like comfy friend. Like, maybe your friend to go out with. But then again, my mum does say like, you have different friends for different reasons. Things. So keep that in mind.
That is very important.
Yeah, because don't expect the same level of friendship from everybody, because you're just going to disappoint yourself. When
I feel like making friends as an adult is just harder. Like, when we was young, I came up to you like, do you talk English?
So low-key, but you know what? I don't remember.
No, guys, let me tell you the story before I get.
I literally still think it was in the hallway.
No, it wasn't. Guys,
I feel like it was a random. She came up to me and said, "Do you speak English?"
No. Listen.
No, but it was, "Do you speak English?"
No, it's because she's moved from London. Yeah, you know, London people don't see nothing besides London. Yeah, she thought she was going Notting Hill. She moved to Nottingham. Yeah, she got humbled. I've never heard
of Nottingham in my life.
She got humbled. We're in technology, and she sat there by herself, vexed, crying into her hands. And me and my friend Nicole were like, "What's wrong with her? Like, she's a new girl, whatever." We've gone up to her. We're like, "Hey, like, what's your name?" She's like, literally not even said it. She's absolutely aired us to our faces. So I'm like, okay. So we're like, oh, like, where'd you come from? Like, you're new. She's literally just airing us. Obviously, she's upset. So we're like, what's wrong? And she's not answering. She's literally on mute. So I'm like, do you speak English? And she literally looks at me and she's like,
I was fighting for my life. Like, I just didn't want to be in that school. But I literally, do you know when you feel like, as a child, like, moving is such a big deal? I literally thought, my life is over. I'm not going to make any new friends. So when these all trying to chat to me, I was like, guys, I'm literally not trying. I don't want to be friends. Like, but
I was trying.
I don't remember.
I was trying to welcome you in.
I don't know. But do you know, I just never expected to be the new girl. Like, I just did. I don't know. It was just humbling.
Yeah,
I was just walking in. I had no friends. I was like, okay, well, what is going on? No, do you know what? I feel like our friendship group. How many of us? There's like 7 left standing now. I think like 6. Like 6. I feel like we've actually like been 6. Through
so much.
Like, I remember being in school, and obviously they said like, you guys know you're not gonna be friends after school. Yeah, and I was thinking absolute cap. But we have actually had.
Guys,
couple breaks. We've had a couple breaks. We've had a couple breaks. I'm not gonna lie.
We have had a couple breaks.
We have.
It's life though.
Yeah, like, how do you feel about that?
In one mind, I'm like, okay, it could have been avoided. But then in another mind, I'm just like, I just feel like what doesn't break you makes you stronger. I just feel like, I don't know, certain things I just feel like has to happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I can't lie, growing up, making friends, like staying friends from being like, I don't know what, 13 years old to 23.
Yeah.
Like,
imagine how many different...
You change so much, and it's like, you know, so many friends grow apart. So I feel like being a friendship group, like, there's some people that are gonna change or go for a phase where they've like changed, then they come back to themselves. So it's like, naturally, I feel like there is gonna be friction like within a friendship
That's why
group.
I will never understand like girls that don't prioritize female friendships, because we've literally been friends. Like, if this was a relationship, the relationship's been going, we should be engaged.
Married.
No, we should be married with kids right now. Like, I just don't know why people don't prioritize their female friendships as much. I feel like most people do, but some people like will say like, oh, I prefer male friends, or they don't really have like a tight knit friendship group like that. But I literally think like my friends have literally seen me from when I was like 13. They've seen so many different versions of me. They've seen me in the relationships. They've seen me in the heartbreaks. They've seen me in the job, lose the job. They've seen me on my knees. They've seen me in uni. They've seen me at my graduation. They're going to see me at my wedding day. They're going to see me give birth. And I just think it's so beautiful. Like,
it's so beautiful. Like,
honestly, it's such a beautiful thing.
I just love it. And that's, do you know what? That's another thing why I didn't want to like make friends in uni, because I just thought like, I don't have to explain you see with you lot, like, I don't have to explain myself. Like, we all know, like, certain versions of me. We all know this, we all know that. Like, I don't want to explain myself again. But I just feel like, obviously, that's why you have long-term friends and you have, like, other friends that you make other memories with. But
have you ever had, like, a painful friendship breakup?
Yeah, definitely.
Elaborate.
Do you know what? I feel like we was literally best friends. Do you know when something stops working, but, like, you don't want it to? So we kept trying to be friends again. We kept trying to be friends, but it just was not working. Like, it just wasn't working. But I was just hanging on to it so tight, because I just feel like it's so hard for me to get really comfortable with people, very comfortable. I feel like that was like one person I was like super comfortable with, like literally to the T. Do you know what I mean? So I really didn't want to let that go. But like, do you know what? It was literally like a breakup. Like, I was so sad, and we kept trying to go back to each other. But it was like literally toxic. Like, it was genuinely toxic. And then now it's like, now I'm just like, it's, you know what, like, it's all love type thing. Like, I wish her the best, but I don't know, at the time, I was just like, I don't want to lose that friendship. But it's like, life really, that's how life is. Like, you grow up and you change. Like,
I can't lie, I think a friendship breakup is worse than an actual breakup. Like, I was really going through it. Like, I was really, really going through it. And I just didn't expect it, because I feel like, no, but to be honest, I have had a friendship breakup before, but I was younger. Yeah. But in this one was like, I genuinely... And it's funny because, you know, when you're friends with someone, you guys talk about every single scenario on the planet. And like, this scenario that happened was like something that we literally used to think that can never happen. Like, God, never say this could never be me, because anything could actually be you. Like, I even remember before the breakup happened, it's like we had that conversation like a week before. It was like, oh, like, I can't imagine like you not being at my wedding. I can't imagine like you not being the auntie to my kids. And it was like, oh, I don't get how people just like are not
break
friends.
Up,
and then it's like, I've never like with all you lot, like we've never like, we might have like distance sometimes, but we don't like ever just like not talk or like block each other. Crazy. So like when I literally had this friendship breakup, it was like, and that was my best friend as well. It was just like, I don't know. At first it was just bare anger.
At first it's anger, and then you know when it's like you want to tell, and you're like, this is the only person that will like understand me. Like, and then it's like you can't go to them, and it's like, fuck. Like,
and also I just feel like, I don't feel like, I don't know how to explain it, but like not everyone will understand. And I didn't know how to like word it. But it was just coming out as like anger. So I was like, but it's not really anger, because it's more like, that was my guy. So it was just like, I don't know. It was just like, but I had a breakup and a friendship breakup at the same time. I was absolutely, and it was like, who do I ever talk to about the breakup? What's going on? Who do I talk to about the friendship breakup? Who do I talk to? It was just too much. But
it is hard. We literally had that conversation as well. Like, she was like to me, don't you think it's mad how like, people grow up and it's just like, you have like a childhood best friend that like, you're not friends with no more. You just look back and it's like, that was your childhood best friend. And I was like, yeah, but that will never be us. Like, we're just gonna be friends forever, so we'll never look. Now I'm like, that's definitely like my childhood best friend. You know what I mean? It's so mad, but you can't dwell on things like.
You can't. But honestly, when I say I didn't actually expect, I didn't expect a friendship breakup to actually affect me like that. Do you know I was having like nightmares about it? Not nightmares, but like dreams about it. Did you used to have dreams?
Yeah, I was heartbroken.
No, I can't lie. Like, you know, like, I've asked someone else this, and I thought it was just me. So I thought I was weird.
I was
like,
literally
I was like, am I
heartbroken.
obsessed with this person? Like, I literally was having dreams, and I told my mum like, I'm telling everyone I don't care about the situation, but I'm having dreams about. My mum was like, your spirit cares. Your spirit is not happy with it.
Honestly,
I was like, oh, here we go. Here comes the lecture.
It's heartbreaking. Like, because at the end of the day, like, people obviously like being in a relationship is nice and stuff like that, but even with like family, you know, having a close-knit family, but friends, I just feel like people don't understand, like, especially as you grow older and especially when you go through things like now, like, I feel like I've always valued friendships, but at this, like, the stage I'm in now, I feel like this is the most I've ever valued, like, especially female friendships, because I just feel like you don't have, like, that's not your family. Like, you choose each other. Like, you actually choose each other day in, day out. Like, they're just your friends. Like, it's the little things, just talking to, like, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., crying, coming into each other's houses, like just being there, bringing flowers, or just like literally situations.
I get so emotional when my friends bring me flowers. I don't think I got that emotional when I got flowers from a man.
So emotional, like, because I just feel like you're just literally choosing each other, like even like fixing your hair, like doing your hair, doing your makeup.
You know what,
like, I just love being
whenever
a girl.
we do like a staycation,
I love
it's so cute. Like, I'm just like, can I borrow your powder brush? Oh, can I? It's so cute, man.
Like,
it's so
I'm
cute.
such a sentimental person. I just feel like these are the times, because you know when you're older, when you're like grown, like you're living with your husband and your kids, like these are the days like we're having sleepovers, like with like
I can't wait, like when we're all married or whatever, God willing, soon come. Like I can't wait to like either kick my husband out and have a girls' night, or like we go out and have a lit time.
Girls trips when we're older are gonna be dangerous. My husband's gonna be,
it's gonna be scary.
2 and 2.
2 and 2. So let me just explain what the aim of the game is. So as you can see, there's different colored cards. So this card here is just a normal. Let me explain a little backstory actually. So the point of this game is basically to help people build deeper connections, either with strangers or like someone that you're already close with, what you want to get closer with. You can play it with your partner, you can play it with your mum.
Play this with your man. It's not every day off panty on first dates. Sometimes get to know each other.
Honestly, sometimes just play a game. Like, you don't need to go for drinks and then what, hotel after. Calm down. Keep it in your pants. Chillax. Okay, cool. So this card is just a normal question card. So we'll just ask you, I can't lie, they're kind of deep questions, and hats off to me because I don't know how I came up with them. So yeah.
This is her own brand, guys.
Yeah, guys, I made my own
shelves.
Guys, I made my own game. I literally can't believe it. And it's fun.
Get yours.
Amazon soon coming. Okay, so this is the normal card. It will just have like a deep question on it that you've got to answer. Okay, this is an example of a split card. Let me just get my ducks in a row. This is an example of a split card. So this is what it looks like. And on the other side, you can see one side is black, one side is white. So this is the bad side and this is the good side. So what a split card means is you have to answer a question on the good side and the bad side. So it could either be like a crazy scenario or like an embarrassing scenario or something, and then like a good one. So like a positive one, something that made you happy, something like that. And then final one, we have the wild card, which is a confessions card. Looks like this, and then obviously the right on the other side. So Igor, are you ready to play?
Yep.
2 and 2.
I'm ready. Let's go. Okay, so I'll just
put it down and pick from the top. Okay, pick the top.
Okay, wait. Down. Okay, guys, this is deep. Do you remember when you became self-aware as an adult?
Oof.
Do you know what? I'm so big on this, because I feel like it's not like I feel like I've been living on La La Land like for about 21 years of my 23 years alive. Like I feel like I've always been kind of self-aware, but not at the same time. But you know, when I turn like, let's say, I used to go through so much that I used to kind of just like get over it like in the wrong way. So I'll go drinking, I'll go partying, this, that, and the other. I feel like when I turned 22, that's like been my healthy years going forward. So I just became probably around 22. That's when I became self-aware. I just like, now I just feel like I just know things. Like, I just feel like I'm just so much wiser. I always see like two sides of the story. Like I'm just empathize so much. Like I don't even get angry. Like I just feel like anger is just an emotion that I just don't have energy for. Like I just feel like I'm just so at peace, and
That's so mad that you say that, because you were so angry, bro.
I was an angry child. Like you don't understand.
Tell the slap story, please, please.
Okay, guys, let me tell you something, and you tell me whether I was wrong. Obviously, don't judge. This is a judgment-free zone. Yeah, this is when I was younger and a bit tapped.
She's reformed.
So, long story short, my really close friend at the time, like she didn't really have a lot of friends. It was just kind of like me and her. I'd always stick up for her. Like she was very hated at the time. Yeah. I'd always stick up for her. Like that was my girl. Like I had her back. So I had a boyfriend at the time, and we was like always on and off. Like we was a toxic relationship. It was even Bonnie and Clyde. Yeah, that was my rider at the time. But that was my man. Yeah, and I was sticking beside him. So she knew this, and we was on like a little break. So we broke up for like a week or so, and she was like in his lessons at school. So then she was like to me, "Oh, like, do you miss him? This, that, and the other." And I'm like, "Yeah, like I want my man back." And she was like, "Oh, try to talk to him in class, whatever." I'm like, "Okay, cool, do your thing." So then it came to like, she came to my house. that day. She came to my house. She did my hair.
I literally remember this.
Bro, she literally did my hair, like, was at home eating my mom's food, everything, cool. Like, the next day, was it the next day? Or, like, 2 days later, like, everyone was just being so weird that day, yeah? And I remember I was in English, and, like, Angie and our friend Nicole, they, like, sat together, and they're, like, looking back at me, and they just keep talking, and I'm like, yo, what are these lot talking about, yeah? So, like, people was just side-eyeing me all day. And then, like, at the end of the day, Angie's come up to me. She's like, but she's waited till, like, everyone's kind of gone home, yeah?
Wait, let me tell you my side. Because obviously this day is split into two. So there's Ego's side, which is everyone's acting weird. And then there's my side. But yeah, so obviously the boyfriend
guy.
at the time, so I've overheard a conversation between him and one of our other friends talking about what he's done with this said friend that has done Ego's hair that same day. So they're not trying to keep it quiet. So I've turned around and I've said, excuse me. And then they've, like, openly admitted it to me. Mm-hmm. But then said partner at the time, how do I word this? Was on the other side of the law.
Violating.
Was on the other side of the law. So he wasn't always, he wasn't always a good one. You know what I mean?
He wasn't always a good egg.
He wasn't always a good egg, but I mean, bless him. He was, do you know what I mean? Anyways, so when he threatens you, you know it's a real life threat. So what happened was
threatening all my friends.
No, what happened was, obviously he told me this information, which is like, he's basically cheated, but not cheated, but cheated. But yeah, it's with my close friend, emphasis on the close, yeah. And then he said, if you tell Igor, I am going to get my cousin to beat you up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not on smoke like that. Like, I am literally just a girl in this world. Like, I was not trying to fight. So when he said that, I said, and I know what he's on, and I know he's not chatting. I was literally deliberating in my head, like, I don't want to die, but I don't want to not tell her. Like, and as well, I just watching her all day, like, feeling so, like, and she was talking.
That's why they was like, yeah, and I'm literally
she was with her all day.
Yeah.
So I was like, my spirit can't let me do this. And I was like, do you know what? I don't know if I have to get a beating for this. Like, I don't know. So then fast forward now to...
Yeah, so then Angie's come up to me and she's like, I need to talk to you, but my heart's beating now because I'm like, this is so serious. Like, and everyone's kind of, she waited till, like, everyone kind of left. So then she's come up to me, she's like, took me inside, and she's like taking me so far in the school. And I'm like, Angie, where you taking me? She was like, no, I need to take you inside. I need to take you as far away as possible. So we've got inside. She's like, I need to tell you something. And then she's just like, so-and-so gave so-and-so head, yeah? And I've just literally started laughing because I'm like, you're joking. Like, you're not being serious. She was like, no. And she's kind of broke it down to me how she found out. And I'm literally, I don't know how to take it. And then my body's just started, like, my blood has just started boiling. And everyone's kind of already gone home. So there's nothing I could do now. Like, I can't go check him and I can't go check her. But then we're now as a friendship group. No, but not everyone knew still.
No,
it was only like a few of us
It was
that
me,
knew.
you, Natalie, yeah.
Yeah. So, but Natalie, I never spoken to Natalie because she knew and she didn't tell me anyways. But yeah, I think it was me, you and Nicole. I can't remember who exactly it was. And I was trying to play it smart because I'm like, I can't just go and fight her now. I was a fighter back in the day, guys. Yeah. So So we had to play it smart. So then I wanted her to do my hair again. So then I've told her, like, the next day, like, oh, babe, like, can you do my hair again? Whatever. She's like, yeah, sure. All of this, like, friending me up. The next day, we've gone to school. And, like, half of our friendship group don't even know still. Then the next day we've gone to school. She's like, yeah, babe, I'll see you, like, after school. I'm going to do your hair. Then, like, my body's literally, like, and you know what she said to me? We was in Shoot It together. And she was like, you know how she was always, like, joking around? She was like, oh, Iga kissed me. And I was just thinking, you gave my man head yesterday, babe.
So fake.
You're taking, yeah. And then, yeah, just fast forward, got to the end of the day. I think one of her friends told her that I knew because then she was like, oh, my grandma's coming home. Like, I don't have a key. I need to go. Then she's walked past me, she's gone by. And then I was just going to leave it because everyone's saying, like, it's not worth it, whatever. And just my spirit just took over me. And I've just dropped my bag. And I'm like, no. So I've started running down the road. And I'm like, let me chat to you. Then we started speaking. And then do you know what? Even, like, in that moment, I was literally going to leave it alone because I was looking at her and I just felt so bad. And I was like, do you know what? We was friends, whatever. Then she just started lying to my face. She was like, no, that didn't happen. And my hand just went and just
like
whacked her in the face.
I've never heard a slap. Like
it was a crazy slap, yeah. And then
it was so crazy.
It was just a little fight, and then she was just, she just went off, got her family, whatever.
Honestly, the way Iga is now, yeah, if you just met her now, you literally would not know that she used to be slapping people left, right, center.
It was a crazy time, but guys, tell me if I'm wrong in this situation.
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
you're not that, but that slap did echo.
But it did echo.
It did echo
down that whole street. and she started calling that teacher. But bearing in mind, this street was where I lived at the end of the road. So there was literally about what 10 of us there. We've all ran to my house, got an ice pack. And where did we go after? I think we went to like a
on a school trip or something. Yeah, open day. We're still in our bag. We're still in our education bag. But to be honest, I had an issue with like hitting people as well. But mine was always boys.
Yeah,
we just straight them out. Okay, next card. Oh, I got a split card.
Act bad.
Oh, split card. Craziest. I'll do the bad side first. Craziest thing you've done when you were in love.
Ooh, list goes on.
I thought I would take this to my grave.
The list goes on.
Couple people know about this, and when I told them, they were just like, "Okay, you didn't tell me you were crazy like that." But I don't think it's that bad. Let me break it down to you. I don't think it's that bad actually. Like, I think people are exaggerating it. So, you know when a relationship is getting quite rocky, but you're still trying to make it work, but it's just toxic and you're just arguing a lot. So obviously, like, he used to work really long shifts, and at this point, this is literally when I was at home working from home, feeling like depressed and stuff. And also, bearing in mind that part of that was also me moving out of my uni account, moving back home. It was just a lot to get used to again. Because you know when you're used to your own space and then going back home, it was a lot. But he still had his place. And he always said to me like, oh yeah, like, bearing in mind, when I was in my accommodation, he literally was lodging in my, like, he was there more than he was.
Living off her.
Yeah, he was there more than he was home. So now that my accommodation's gone, he was like, oh, like, literally, my accom is your accom. I said, okay. So then it's like, then I noticed that, like, I'm asking to come over. You're telling me, oh, I'm tired. When I was tired and you were coming over all the time. Anyway, so cool. So now, obviously, he's at work, but we'll be on the phone at work. So we're talking normally, and then an argument just comes out of nowhere. So we're arguing. God never let me be on the phone with a man arguing for more than 10 minutes. Again, like,
ever.
We were arguing
in one
for time. And then obviously, he started doing this thing where, like, we're arguing and he will block my number. I can't tell you how much my body would just like.
That would make me go crazy.
I'll be shaking in my room because what am I supposed to do now? I can't even get through to you. Calling him no call ID. I think I called him 36 times. He didn't answer. Obviously, I know your whole schedule, so I know where you're gonna be after work. Guys, I'm not crazy anymore. Just bear that in mind. So cool.
Well, love makes you do crazy things.
Yeah, love actually makes. So he wasn't answering, and obviously I know where you live. Okay, fair enough. The building has security, but I kind of knew the way to get around that. So I just took it upon myself. I knew what time he was finishing. I know what time, like, he gets home. Yeah. So I took it upon myself to, like, go to his house, even though he's blocked me. So I went to his house, and obviously I just waited outside until someone opened the door. And then obviously there's, like, multiple barriers that you can't get through. So someone let me in the first one. Then the second one, I, like, rang a buzzer and I just said, oh, like, I'm in room, I left my key. They let me in. So I went in the hallway outside his, like, accommodation, like, outside his flat, and it was mad dark. Like, the lights weren't on for some reason. But I'm, like, so distraught. So I've just sat down in the hallway in the dark. But I packed an overnight bag. Bear in mind, he's literally blocked me, and I'm planning to come and sleep over.
That's delusional, I'll be honest.
I don't know if that's that crazy, but yeah, so now I packed an overnight bag. So I'm sat in the hallway with my overnight bag.
Leaving.
I crossed my legs. I was so comfy. I was like, waiting for my man to come home. And I promise you, I didn't think that it was crazy until as he walked in and I saw his face. So he's walked through the door and he's like, and I was like, hi. I was like, hello. And then he was like, what are you doing here? And I was like, well, you blocked me, so. And he was just like, I don't have time. Like, I'm literally hella tired. Like, I just came from work. But
you better get untired.
I was just like, no, I'm coming in. Like, I'm literally coming in. And then he was just like, he literally was looking at me like I was insane as well. I looked insane. Like, I looked like how I was feeling. I literally looked crazy. It was the overnight bag that was filled with a lot of stuff. The overnight bag is
so funny.
It was filled with a lot of stuff. So I literally was just sat in the dark with my overnight bag. That was it.
Yeah, but it gets like that. It gets like that. It is a bit crazy. When you look back at it now, it's a bit crazy. Like, we had time when I had to be doing that. Do you know
what made it look crazier? Because the lights weren't working. If the lights were working, because it looked like it looked like I was trying to hide. Like, he came and he was scared of it. Like, it literally looked like I was trying to hide in the dark. I don't recognize myself.
Yeah, but realistically, this is you know, friends just feed each other delusions, but. He shouldn't have blocked you.
He shouldn't have blocked me, friend. I knew it. He shouldn't have blocked me. Like, why are you blocking me?
If you didn't block me, I wouldn't have to come.
He said I was stressing him out. But I said, okay, well then now I'm going to stress
out. And now I have to come. So.
But we're not talking about that because... Anyways.
Should I go? Oh, that was the same as yours.
No, but you can still answer it.
Craziest thing I did in love, I think we'll be here all day.
I
don't actually know,
pick
to be
one.
honest. I used to do some mad things. Like, I was just so... Do you know what I realised as well the other day? I was really tricking. Like, I was 18 and I was buying that man so much. Like, I was flying him out, flew him out for his birthday. Where was I getting this money from?
I can't lie.
Where was I getting this money from? I need all that money back,
that
baby,
was
if you're watching.
Insane.
If you're watching, I need run me that money back because I know you got that bread. Yeah.
That was insane.
That was insane. I was really tricking. And you know what? Yeah, let me just put transparency. Well, I've moved on from this and I'm a smarter woman. He literally cheated on me, yeah? And literally a month later, I threw him a whole birthday party.
We've all been there.
In an apartment, invited all his friends, got catering, decorated it in a whole different city, everything. I should have been beating you up. Why am I?
Do you know what? Like, looking back, all you can say is like, I wouldn't do that
And
now.
I remember one time I was at uni, and you know I was so alone at uni during COVID, and like I thought he was cheating, so I literally got an Uber from Leicester to Nottingham.
Okay, no, that is the craziest thing. When you told me that,
£65.
Wait, you got?
And you know, you didn't really have money back in the day. Do you know what I mean? I was a student. Yeah, £65 was a lot of money.
When you told me that no, legit, that's crazy. Like, what was the reason for going all the way to Leicester?
He stopped answering.
You just like me, friend.
Sweet. He literally stopped answering, and I'm just like, where are you? Because usually he would just say like, I'm going to sleep or whatever. But I was right, because I've called his sister and she was like, he's not home. But he told me I think he told me he was going to sleep or something. So I'm like, but I can't go to sleep now. Like, I can't go to sleep, and I'm literally going crazy in my room. I'm just thinking I will end up on the bottom of this pavement in a minute. So I got that Uber real quick, £65, waited in that room till he came home. Yeah.
So basically, we did the same thing.
Twin.
But do the happy one, do the positive one.
Oh, yeah. Something you did that made your friends and family proud. Just kind of, like I said, just getting a first class in uni, just literally graduating, and just... I don't know. I feel like coming from Poland, like my family's never been to uni. My family never even got into education or like a proper job, or kind of just like been happy. Like I feel like no one in my family has ever genuinely been happy and like actually invested in themselves. Like I feel like everyone had kids so young. Everyone kind of like was in relationships that they didn't actually want to be in. I feel like I'm the person in the family that's just kind of like changing everything, like just changing all traditions.
That's so good. You should be so proud of yourself.
Yeah, like literally just kind of like traveling, like being able to kind of like fly myself out. Like I'm going places like I've always dreamed of, like Dubai, New York. Like my family's watching me do that, like things that they could never do. Like they literally watching me like really live my life like for myself. I didn't have like kids early. I'm not like catering to a man. Like I'm literally, you know, like I graduated, I'm like working towards like my career, I'm flying myself out, I'm doing things that I love. Like they literally watch me and my friends and they're like, you guys literally do so much, like you're so lit. And I'm like, babe,
and I feel like you're in such a good place because of like, you've been through a lot and you've come out of those situations like so much stronger.
Tribulations, guys.
Honestly, and like, that's literally why I say, like, you know, if you see someone like literally living their best life or doing things that are making them happy, 9 times out of 10, it's because they deserve it and because they've been through the hard times to live to see these days. Because there were times that I can't, like, mental health really does get people down, and you might have thought at one point that you wouldn't live to see like this day right now type of thing. So
you have to pop out, honestly. You have to pop out.
Yeah.
Something you did that made your friends and family proud.
Oh yeah,
this
period. Practically this, because like I've literally been thinking about this since I was 18, and now it's like come to life, and everyone's
she has her own game. Like, let's just get into it. 2 and freaking 2.
Everyone's so supportive, and honestly, it literally warms my heart. Like, it's the best thing. Like, my mum, my friends.
It's
and
so
honestly,
amazing.
I can't lie. Like, I would not be able to do this without you lot. Like, every little question I've been asking you lot, like, do you guys like this logo? Do you guys like this? Do you guys like this studio? Like, honestly.
No, but it's so amazing.
Yeah, I've literally...
And you've worked for this. You've actually worked for this. Them work experiences, like, you've actually
carrying this weight on my back. But yeah, no, for real, it's actually paid off now. I'm really proud of myself, and I guess like all my friends and family are proud of me. So
it's amazing.
It's such a beautiful feeling, like when people tell you that they're proud of you.
It is, because sometimes I just feel like you're so caught up in like working and grinding, and like I don't know. It's like, this is why I love recording and like documents things, because you don't actually see how far you come until you genuinely look at it and you're like, damn, like that's so crazy. So I feel like sometimes it's so hard to big yourself up, but honestly,
yeah, no,
this is literally amazing.
You gotta big yourself up. Oh wait. Oh, that's what I picked up. If you could swap lives with your parents and raise yourself, what do you think you would have done differently? I want you to answer this
question
first.
Is literally so deep.
Deep.
Do you know what? like, if I was to swap lives with my parents, I don't know, because I just feel so bad sometimes, but I feel like I just would have genuinely, I'm saying just like I'm dead, but I would have like got to know myself more, like got to know me more, because I just feel like I understand that obviously they're from Poland, like obviously I'm from Poland too, but like we're way different. They grew up way different to me. Their culture's way different to me and everything. But I just feel like they didn't take the time to kind of like get with the times and kind of embrace the world that I'm living in to get closer to me. I just feel like we have like a blockage. Like even when they're with my brother, like they're like bantering, they're talking about certain things. I kind of just sit there at the family parties like, and I do try and get involved, but I just feel like there's no common ground at all. And I just feel like they haven't tried enough to, I've tried a lot to kind of get in with the culture and kind of get in with like, just like certain things we have in common, to be able to have them things to talk about, to be able to like have that banter and have that good like friendship. Not just like where I just feel like you're my mom, that's it, you're my dad, that's it. So if I was in their shoes, I just feel like I just would have tried to get closer with me, try to like embrace how I'm living more, to be able to have that connection and be more involved in my life, like come to like school stuff, kind of just help me out, because I just feel like I've always been like, I've always had my mom and dad there, but then I just feel like I've always had to make decisions by myself.
And I feel like honestly, sorry, it literally shows, because I feel like the way you carry yourself, it definitely
I'm
shows.
literally so independent, but it's so,
you're
like,
so
it's
independent.
a good thing, but then at the same time, it's like, I want my mom and my dad, you know what I mean? Like when you get in like fucked up situations, like when I was in New York, dying on the hospital bed, literally I just wanted my mummy and my daddy, like that's the only people I wanted by my side. And it's like, time with them is so limited, like you don't get time with them forever. So I just feel like I wish that time, like we could make more work. I feel like we're getting closer now, we have been getting closer recently, but there's only so much I could do on my side. And I just feel like I understand that we're different, but I just feel like I wish they was just more involved. Like when I was in school, like I've never had it, like even when it came to like GCSEs, they wouldn't be like, what do you want to do? Like it would kind of just be like, I just picked everything.
So you don't feel like they were really like involved?
No, even when it was like GCSEs, they didn't grow up here, they didn't do GCSEs, they didn't even do uni. So when I'm like, oh, I got a first class, they're like, whoa, but they like don't know the extent of how deep it is. So I feel like they can't even celebrate with me how I want them to celebrate with me, like how my friends can, because they just don't understand. They didn't grow up here, so they just don't get it. They didn't get the GCSE. So I just felt like I was kind of like, they was there, but they're just not there.
But I think there's literally something to be said about like the fact that, let's say for example, not like they're not proud of you, but like they don't understand like the gravity of the grades that you're getting or like how well you've done in school. But I was literally saying this to her the other day, like you've literally done secondary school really well, sixth form really well, uni really well. And it's like, that's without, you know, the little woo in the background from your parents. Like you've done it all by yourself, for yourself.
No like, cheering. And that's what kind of upset me. I feel like it's only this year I genuinely like, I'm like healed now, because I would literally always cry. Like I would have a good day, but then I would go home and I'll still feel so empty, because I just feel like there's no support. Like there's no family to kind of like throw me that party. There's no family to get me that cake. There's nothing. Like this is the first time, like my dad obviously got me this for me from like my graduation. But usually like, I just feel like they didn't grow up like that, but they won't even really get me like a cake. They won't do like, I'm a person, I love like, you know, when it's a celebration, it's a celebration. It's a celebration. Like, when it comes to my friend's birthday, like we're going big. Like when it comes to when I have a boyfriend, we're going big. Like my family's never been like that, and I understand. But I just feel like if your daughter's like that, you should kind of try and embrace that too.
But you definitely. The reason you go big is probably because you would have loved that for yourself.
So that's when I'm excited for when I do have kids, because I just feel like it's going to be so different and they're just going to get the utmost love from me, honestly.
Aww, I love that.
But I do love my family though, don't get it twisted.
I love that.
It's not that I've been bashing them, but I do love them.
If I could swap lives with my parents, what would I do differently? Like I just wouldn't, I wouldn't I wouldn't involve myself in adult things at such a young age, because I feel like that, it didn't scar me per se, but first of all, I feel like it made me have to like grow up and think about things that I know for a fact most people that I was in class with in school weren't thinking about. Like it just, I feel like it kind of robbed me just a little bit of like that my childhood innocence and stuff. But then it was like, oh, but my childhood, I had a good childhood. And obviously like my childhood was literally split between 3 different places, like Nigeria, London and Nottingham, and it was like 7 years here, 7 years here, 7 years here. It was just a lot.
So crazy.
It was just like it's given identity crisis, but
it is,
but literally, so I would just not make me grow up so quick, because people say now like I act older than I am, but I don't take that as a compliment, because it's like I feel like I've been acting older than I am because I've had to. Like when my mum and dad got divorced, it was more like, because my mum was kind of like, my dad was kind of like not in charge, but like he would take care of things, and my mum was kind of like just there to do whatever she needed to do. But then it was like simple things like she wasn't driving, he would take care of the bills and stuff. So when they broke up, it was like, I think my mum just needed someone to turn to, and it was just me and my sister. So it was just like either like anger towards us or like involving us in like the bills, council tax. I don't need to know about council tax at the age of like 13, 14, 15 when I'm doing my GCSEs. Like it was just so much. And literally I would go to school and just act like everything's normal. I'm going home and I'm doing adult things. Like it was literally. Just, but I don't know, like I do sympathize because going through a divorce, especially when you've had to like, I don't know, like you've not had to do some of the stuff for years, and then now it's like you have to start your life all over again. So that's
why I feel like I learned from that as well, because my mom's like that as well, and I know, like, not to like bash my mom or anything, because obviously her growing up was probably way different to mine, but I just feel like the way she's been last like made me not want to be like that, like in the most respectful way, because I just feel like I don't ever want to rely on a man to where like if we break up, I'm like having to go start from scratch, especially if there's kids involved and now like he's left, because I just feel like the responsibility, like as one woman, there's only so much you can do. So eventually and naturally you will crash down and that will go onto your kids. So it is like, it's
a lot, man.
It is a lot.
And I don't know if it's like, a thing that most children go through, like if they have immigrant parents, because
I feel like it is.
I feel like a lot of responsibility gets placed on the kid, but the kid is a kid, guys. Like,
but I know a lot of like foreign like children and just like adults now that was children feel this, because why am I filling in government papers at 5 years old? I don't even know what none of this means. Like,
it's a lot.
It is crazy. Like, it is actually crazy. But at the end of the day, like, that's how life is.
But then again, honestly, hats off to them for moving countries and like building a whole new life. Because at the end of the day,
we had to do that. But then it's like, look at the type of life we got provided at the same time. Like, we was able to do so much. Like, imagine like we're living this life, but imagine sitting back as a parent and like you've sacrificed basically your life and your future to sit there and watch your kids, even though it's obviously you're proud of them, but it's like to sit there and watch your kids live that life that you couldn't live.
I wonder like if any parents, which I'm sure they do, some parents might feel a sense of like jealousy. Like, but I know some parents like they want to, most parents obviously want the child to live a better life than them. But I've heard from actually someone on TikTok that was just being really transparent. She was like, sometimes I get a bit like, I think envious, not in a like I hate my kid way, but in a damn, like you have it so much better than I did. And imagine as well that kid is being ungrateful as well on top of it.
You're like, this is why I don't want to have kids too early, because I just feel like I want that selfish time. I want that time to be able to live my life, so I don't ever have to look at my kid and think like, damn, like I wish I was you. Do you know what I mean? Because it is natural. Like I wouldn't be surprised if a mother, like if my mother even felt like that towards me. Do you know what I mean? But damn, like honestly, hats off to them, because moving countries,
it's a lot.
Not even speaking the language, not even knowing anybody here, like working a dead end job with kids to provide for, like it's not easy. Like,
but then it's so good. I feel like if you see the fruits of your labor, literally like everything is going well, your kids are doing well, and it's like you can sit back and say, oh, it wasn't for no reason. Like all them years I had a cleaning job, like it wasn't for no reason. Like it was for this day. So yeah, big up themselves, big up yourself.
Big up them, honestly. So yeah.
Should we make this the last card or should we do one more?
One more.
To this, okay. So what was one of your lowest moments in life and how did you come out of it? It's getting deep.
It's giving therapy.
Okay, it's giving therapy for real, okay.
It's giving therapy.
You wanna go first?
You go first. Let me have a little brew.
What was one of my lowest moments in life and how did you come out of it? Oof. That's a heavy one on my chest, I can't lie. And I wrote it. Do you know what, yeah? Crazy. One of the lowest moments of my life where I feel like that's why now I don't dwell on things, because it can never get worse than that, is literally when I was literally homeless. Like we were all literally homeless for like how many months?
I know.
I think like 8 months.
Yeah.
It was such a long time, and it was like, oh my God, now like, so do you know when you like block out trauma, yeah? But this literally happened in like year 10, year 11, because I was doing my GCSEs. It was over summer or something like that. I think it was year 10 summer going into year 11. So I was low-key happy that it happened like close to the end of the year, because it was like I don't have to explain myself to like no one. So what happened was my dad just stopped paying the rent, like literally just decided to stop paying the rent. And then obviously I've come back from school. One of the last days I come back from school, skipping. And then I can't get into my house. And I was like, right, what's going on here then? And then I called my mum. My mum was like, oh, just come to like your auntie's house. Right? I went to my auntie's house and I walk in and I just see everyone so serious. And I was like, what's going on? And they were like, yeah, we don't live there no more. I was like, oh, so where do we live then? They were like, And I was like, but I just didn't get it. I was like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Like, anyways, then we stayed at my auntie's for a bit. But then it got to like summertime. So it was like over summer, I don't really have to like, I was like, I don't have to explain to anyone why I don't live there. But I literally remember Nicole walked past my house, yeah. She was like, oh, I walked past your house. But like, I knocked on and no one answered. And I was just like, I think I have to explain now. But it was just like, it's just so embarrassing. Like, what do I even say?
Yeah.
Like, so I was just like, oh, I'm not there right now.
That's so tough, though. That's rough.
You know what was even worse for me? It was like I could be going through the mad thing, but I will never say anything.
Yeah.
But like school found out, and then they were literally treating me like a fragile egg, and that was making me feel so much worse. Like it was so bad. But anyways, yeah. So then, yeah. So obviously stayed at my auntie's for a bit, and then like literally in and out of hotels for time. They put us in a hostel. I was living with a prisoner, guys. There was literally a man there on tag, and like I'll go to the kitchen. I think I was like 15 in it. I'll go to the kitchen, I'm making Indomie. This guy's come out in his shorts. I can see his tag showing.
I knew he was gagging for that Indomie too.
I was like, what life am I living right now? It just did not feel real. And it was like, because I was moving around so much as well. Like at the beginning, when we went back to school after summer, I tried to like hide it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I would still get the bus, like I'm going to my house, or like walk like I'm going to my house, and then I'll do a quick, and then I'll go to where I'm actually going. But then I just remember thinking, this is getting long. Like, I'm just gonna go to where I'm going. And I was like, I don't care. But then it was still just this whole thing of like, I remember Katie one time asked to come over, and I was like, can you wait at the bus stop? And she was like, why? And I was like, can you just wait at the bus stop? It was just a lot. And I feel like that was such a low moment for me. Not even gonna lie, there was one day where, you know, like it wasn't meant to be that long of a process. It was meant to be like 3 months and then they give you a house. But it was literally like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. And I was going back to school and it was just so much. And it was getting close to like GCSE time. And I just couldn't do it. It was just so much. And you know, you can't cook in a hotel. It was just like, what were we even, it was so much. And then, I literally remember thinking, you know what? I have options. My options are I could tap out of life right now and then I don't have to see the end of this process. Or if I do make it out of the situation, like I'm going to make the most of my life. Like I remember telling myself that. And then one day I was like, I think I might tap out. Because it was just the easier option, innit? But then glad I didn't because life worked out.
Life did work out.
It was so tough. Like
that is tough, especially like, it's not even like you was mad young, because you know when you're mad young, sometimes when you go through trauma, you don't actually, like you was like 15.
I was so aware, like
that's like...
It was just so much. And I remember even like, I knew it was a lot, but I didn't know it was a lot until like school found out, and then they pulled me aside and they were like...
You know when school finds out, it's a wrap.
We heard about what's happening. Rubbing my thigh, and I was like... Don't rub my thigh, like don't. And then they were just obviously try, like bless them. They did do a lot, like they got me a bus card, they got me free school meals.
Okay.
But I was too embarrassed to take the free school meals, so I never took it.
I wish I took them free
then
school
after
meals,
a while, I started taking it. I was like, I need to eat. But yeah, it was just a lot, and you know when I was like, I never thought I'd be on free school meals. Like it was just so
I used to
much.
beg people for their tokens at school.
Yeah,
I didn't want to pay for that lunch.
And it was just like, you know, like some people come in school and they're already on free school meals. Like I've not been on free school meals, and then all of a sudden I was on it. Like... So I just didn't know how to like explain to like people why I'm in the free school meals line. So sometimes I would like try go real early and get the token and then slide it to the lunch lane. It was just so much logistics. Crazy. Like, but yeah, that was a low time. But how I got out of it is literally just those. I gave myself 2 options, but one of them was not great. But the other one, I was literally like,
and we're here.
Yeah,
bigger and better and stronger.
Yeah, so nothing phases me now because anytime something bad happens, I just think it can never get worse than that. Like, it can never get worse. And I still thrived in my exams somehow. Like, I got such good grades. I was in the newspaper.
I know.
How?
Do you know what's mad?
You lot didn't know I was fighting for my life.
No, literally.
I was literally fighting for my life.
I feel like year 11 was like such a hard time for like loads of us, like within the group. Like bare people was going through things. Yeah. And we actually did so well on GCSEs. I genuinely, they had to be rigged because I don't know how that happened.
Child, I don't know. But what about you? What was one of your lowest moments and how did you come out with it?
But you know what? I've had so many low moments. Yeah, I actually don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I was dealing with like depression for so long. But like in my head, I'm just not really thinking like, I'm not the type of person to like go therapy or like do certain things like that. So it's just like, I'm just dealing with it. Like, I'm fucking it out. Then I'm starting to think like, I genuinely have a problem. Like I'm getting mad. I'm hitting myself. I'm smashing things. I'm like literally smashing my phone. Like I'm having to always pay for things to get fixed. So when I was in like a relationship, I got really, really, really attached. And when that like ended, I don't know, it just genuinely felt like it was the end of the world. Like, and because it was so toxic for like the last year, I like drifted away from like my family, my friends. I was like living like obviously at uni. So I genuinely just didn't have anyone because I was so embarrassed. So when like that was going away and he obviously wanted to leave, it was just like the worst. And then like, I remember my granddad died, like things were just happening. And then like people at my house, like my family has been depressed. They don't actually talk about depression, but like they was genuinely depressed. So I literally remember my mom calling me and she was like super depressed. And then like I remember I came home and then my dad was like super depressed. And it was literally just felt like, what's the point? Like literally everybody here is depressed. Like there's literally no point. There's nothing getting better. So I just honestly felt like for myself. Like it was so bad. Like I was at home for ages. Like I didn't go out for ages. Didn't shower, nothing. Like it was not giving. But I don't even know how it just ended up getting out of it. I just feel like I just always had to pull myself through. I feel like I just started going. I didn't deal with it like in a healthy way, but like the process kind of went over. So I just started going out loads. Like I was never home. I was just like outside. Like this is like 2021. Like I was outside. Like literally every night I'll be outside. I would literally stay over at like friends' houses and whatnot. I would just literally never come home. And after a while, that kind of died out. And I'm like, you know what? This is dead. Like I don't want to deal with it like this. And then it kind of just turned into like healthy, like healing process a long time. But now I'm literally healed. Like
what was like your healing journey?
It was like literally up and down. Like it was literally up and down. Like I feel like I was doing it the wrong way at first, but then again, I feel like if I didn't do it that way first, I wouldn't have healed.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was a long healing journey, but I feel like I'm literally so healed now. Like
that's good.
I feel like I'm so healed. And I just feel like you actually have to go through them things because it just makes you so much stronger. Like if I got in a relationship now, I just feel like it will be so much more healthier. The boundaries, just everything I set for myself. Like I literally love myself. Like I feel like that's the biggest thing as a woman. Just not even just for a relationship, for yourself. Like when you have kids, is you literally have to love yourself because like you can't put your happiness in nobody's hands. Not your family, not your friends, not your like people obviously add to it. Like they're a bonus. But if you put your happiness in anybody's hands but yourself, like that's just failure straight away.
You know what's so mad? I've never heard of like any parents say they're depressed, you know?
Yeah, like they would never tell me they're depressed. But
but you can tell.
Yeah, but they can tell. And then obviously when my mom starts saying them things, when my mom started telling me them things, but then I'm just thinking, why are you telling your daughter like that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear, like, not like I don't want to hear that, but it's like, bro, and I'm just going through it myself. So it's just like literally, I can't even go to them because they're kind of depressed themselves. And it's just like, a lot of people aren't happy. Like you only get one life. Like life, you just have to make the most of it. What
makes you like really happy right now then?
Do you know what? It's genuinely the smallest of things. Like, you know, before I used to like always think like, yeah, like I want to do this. Like you always wait for something. But you know what I realized? Yeah, you know where happiness is? It's in the journey. Like, you know, everyone always says like, you know, when I graduate or like when I get that job and when I do this and when I do that. But realistically, when you do it, it's like a one-day thing or it's like, and then it's like, what now? But it's like it's like the journey is like where all the happiness lies.
You have to enjoy the journey.
You have to enjoy it because that's literally where all of it is. Or even like say we're all like saying like, oh, when like I can't wait to get married. But it's like you have to enjoy that relationship. You have to enjoy like.
Do you know what? I'm big on like enjoy the talking stage. Enjoy the like girlfriend boyfriend stage. Enjoy the fiance stage. Enjoy the marriage.
Enjoy every stage because even when you think about life, like say for example. When you're in school, you want to finish school, you want to be growing so bad. So it's like, you're not really, obviously we had a blast, but like a lot of people don't enjoy their time because they're like, I just want to be grown. You get grown, don't even realize. At work, you wait for 5 o'clock, you're unhappy all day, you wait for 5 o'clock, you come off work at 5 o'clock, then you're like, oh, can't wait for the weekend. So it's like, you get to the weekend now, and then the weekend's almost done. Like, unless you literally enjoy their moments, you're just going to keep waiting on something that you're going to get a moment of happiness and it's gone. Like, that's not real happiness. So you genuinely have to enjoy the moments.
I think that's why, you know, the work thing that you just said, I think that's why people in England drink so much because the work-life balance is so scary here. Like, working 9 to 5, Monday if you're working in London, first of all, you're getting home at 7, 8 because honestly, like it's a lot. So imagine just being out of your house from 7 till 7, and then you go home and you're so tired, you're barely sleeping. And then when the weekend, you know, you got 2 days off, you're gonna have to see everyone that you need to see, and then that's why people just end up like doing bad, like drinking their life away. Like,
honestly, it is, and that's just like, I don't know. This is where you have to like do something you like, so at least you get that joy out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even at work, like. This ain't like my job forever, but at work, I'm there till 5. I get home at like 6. I'm tired. Like at work, I be making sure I have a blast.
Yeah.
I don't take work that serious because it's just at the end of the day, like, I'm working for someone. I don't actually make that big of a difference. So I go in there and I have a good time.
And you know what? You're so disposable. So anyone that's like riding on dying for their job, just know that
I have a good time.
If you were gone tomorrow, the next one is in the next day. Like, don't kill yourself for a job. Like, I think things that you can't get back, time, family, like spending time with your friends, stuff like that.
The little things.
Prioritize. Obviously, we've got bills to pay, but prioritize that, because a job, an employer, they're not gonna be at your funeral. They're not gonna be at your funeral, babe. I'm telling you now. So just prioritize the things that actually matter and things that make you happy.
Honestly, it's really the little things in life. Like, you know, I'm just like, people like my friend, I was talking to someone about this the other day. She was like, you're actually so delusional. Like, but the way I look at things, like I remember when I went flippers, for the first time. And the vibe was just immaculate. And I just thought, like, this is amazing. Like,
you gotta romanticize your life.
Yeah, I romanticize.
I do it so much. No one can tell me it's wrong.
I literally walk down the road and I'll just think, like, wow, like, this is so, like, and then literally, like, bro, this is literally a piece of shit. But I'm like, wow, like, you just have to. Like, we'll be chilling at home. We'll just all be talking. I'm like, these are the moments, you know, when I'm older, like, I'm gonna miss these moments. You know? Like, I genuinely sit there and think, you know, when you are talking, I genuinely just sit there and think
but
that, like,
I love that, because that's like, do you know sometimes when you're on holiday and like sometimes when you're taking bare like videos on holidays, and then sometimes I deep like, let me enjoy this moment, and I like to take, like, I don't know if it's like a mental stamp. I'll sit back and I'll just be like, I just love everything right now, and then I will remember that forever. Like,
you have to, you actually have to, because you just like life goes by so quick. You just let all these moments pass by. This is why we hang on to secondary school, because you.
It's probably because we weren't allowed phones, so we were just living it. But I still recorded everything as secondary school.
Honestly,
I should have taken my phone. Well, yeah, Igor, I've enjoyed this conversation.
It's been amazing. Chopping it up.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be part of this journey.
Of course. Only the beginning, guys. I'm shy.
Only the beginning.
But thank you so much.
Big
honestly,
things coming.
Yeah, my friends have really helped me. Like, even picking this, like, they've really helped me every step of the way. So, of course, I'm gonna have one of my friends on as one of the first episodes. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the 2 in 2 podcast on YouTube. You can listen to it everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can get it. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at the 2 in 2 pod. See you guys next time.
Stay tuned. Bye. Oh, that's a wrap.
Thank you.